really good. Later on in the day when they played, who was it, Liquid, they weren't quite as strong as they were in the first match. I would take Kungarna here. If they can play like they did in the first match against Luminosity, I think it's going to be Kungarna taking it 2-1.
Alrighty.
I think based off of last results, that's Kungarna, but Immortals strikes me as the kind of team that's not going to let lightning hit them twice. They probably planned a lot about this match. This is the highest stakes they're going to face here in this side of the double round robin. If they don't win this one, then they are clearly down on a team in their head-to-head series, and that could be a problem. So far, neither of these teams really staring elimination in the face yet, but that can loom. That can happen at any moment, so you want to make sure you win every single one of those games. And given that they're starting off on Anubis, I'm actually going to have to lean maybe into this one, Immortals 2-1. Oh, it's close though. It's hard to it's hard to vote against Kungarna.
It's the thing,
and it's hard to vote against Immortals.
It's the thing. Both of these teams are playing really well for the most part. I mean, they'll kind of go back and forth and have a couple shaky games here and there, but I mean, a lot of teams have that same problem. But it's definitely one of those where you could see either one of them winning. Regardless, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-1 scenario for either of the squads in the end. But it will be Immortals on the attacking side first. Agilities is going to be going on the Genji. Grim Reality on Tracer. Nami on the Winston. It will be a dive comp coming out for Immortals. Ajax is playing the Symmetra for Kungarna. And of course, the solo healer of Blam on the Ana. So the dive comp in full motion for Immortals right now. They've only been able to get one kill. And Kungarna doing a pretty good job of holding them off for now, but they really need to keep the remaining players that they have alive and finish them off. There it is. Ajax soon to have that teleporter as well. He's at 90% on his ultimate, so very, very close to that for them. Immortals want to come back quickly. They're able to do so. Teleporter is ready for Ajax. Oh, but he goes down before he's actually able to put it up. A big opening for Immortals. But right now, if they can get in and start finding kills, it looks like Kungarna's holding off a little bit for now. They're waiting and waiting, but they're going to want to re-engage here shortly. Baby Bay is soon to have that the Graviton, but hasn't put it down. Now someone's going to be putting that Graviton down. It was Baby Bay that laid it out there, but Immortals are the ones finding the kills at the moment. Michael comes back in. He got a couple of kills to keep Kungarna maybe in this fight, but it is definitely gone the way of Immortals now. As Ajax makes his way onto the point, he put the teleporter down too. That might be enough if they can keep themselves on the point long enough. Kungarna just might be able to hold on here as they are finding a couple of kills back. Baby Bay getting some as well. He came back on the Genji, and there is going to be a self-destruct lay down on the point. Hyped gets one with, no, it was Michael that used the self-destruct, but Hyped gets a kill just in general with his staying in his mech, but Baby Bay is here back on the Genji, just stalling a little bit more if he can. So teleporter pays off. They're able to stall a little bit, but still 6 minutes.
Situation though. They're still in the dive comp. 4 ultimates, 5 ultimates up for Immortals, pouring into the final point. But Ethan is down. They might be able to get it done without him, but you want to. I don't know. I feel 50-50 on whether to push that. Right now, they do have the ultimate advantage, so they can still jam it in, but they won't necessarily have the stagger effect that they were going to have before. Might as well wait for Ethan. It is a pretty clutch, important part of their healing. And the Discord is worth its weight in gold, especially in a dive comp.
Absolutely. Now Agility's coming in with the Dragon Blade, takes down Ajax, looking for more. No breaking it down, Ajax. He ain't going anywhere. That maybe Verbo is trying to break it down. He got taken out by Remix, but that will be sound barrier shut down for Immortals, and it could have been a big one indeed. It doesn't matter though, because Immortals are actually getting the kills at the moment. They have time down on the point, but Kungarna's done pretty good at stalling so far. Remix comes back on Winston to see maybe if he can shut down Agilities. Now that sound barrier comes through from Immortals. Verbo is able to get it off. Nami ends up going down to Baby Bay, who is up on Tracer, back into the fight for Kungarna, and Connor J is on the Mei. Some very interesting setups from Kungarna. They want that Mei to stall as long as they possibly can, and they are getting the kills off the back of Connor J, Remix, Ajax, all able to clean up there. So Kungarna hangs on, doesn't even let Immortals get one tick down on the point.
After mopping that up on Tracer, Baby Bay is going to switch back over to Zarya. Connor J still on May, now locking in a Blizzard. Michael with a self-destruct. Maybe Kungarna maybe going to keep Remix on Winston on defense?
I mean, I guess they want to be able to fight against agilities. But the wall comes up and they collapse on Tanami as he was the only one that really made it through, and that'll just be another reset having to come in for Immortals. And Kungarna doing a good job of defending so far. They'll have a Blizzard, a Primal Rage, and a Sound Barrier to work with for the next fight. And they're getting a little aggressive here, maybe even want to take that wall real aggressive. Now they'll wait for now. Wall comes a bit early for them. And just posturing now, waiting to come in. They do have that Dragon Blade at the ready. There's no nano boost to go along with it. And he got a biotic on himself. Agility is not really able to do too much with it, but the rest of Immortals are able to pick up on some of these kills. 2 for them. Self-destruct set on the point. But didn't really find any kills. Immortals just continuing to mop up here, but the Blizzard comes out from Connor J, will slow them down, but there was no Kungarna players around there to actually pick up the kills with that Blizzard. But not even a tick has been put down for Immortals yet. Now they've lost 2 players. Nami and Agilities have both died, and now 3 players down for Immortals. Kungarna doing a good job of holding here so far. Still not able to get a tick on the point, but we'll see if Immortals now decide to change things up. Yet we see Agilities is making the switch to Roadhog. Grim Reality had made a switch to McCree as well. I think even going into that previous fight.
He had made the switch, I believe, to counter Baby Bay's Tracer, but Baby Bay changed off, and then Connor J picked it up after changing off May, but he's back on May again. If they're trying to do any sort of counter-picking on Immortals, it's got to be a bit problematic. But yeah, McCree pushing into the current lineup of Kungarna, perhaps not the best selection, but Grim Reality can make it work.
Oh yeah, we've seen him make it work specifically on this map before. For Immortals, he's come out clutch with some final point pushes on McCree, so maybe this is what they need, but there is self-destruct flying in. Really just zoning for both teams. Actually, Michael gets Verbo with his, so 3 kills again for Kungarna. Immortals down to 2 minutes on the clock. As this, I mean, it's so tough to break through this last in general, but when you have a Diva and a May coupled with that on the last defense, it is so hard for the attacking team to be able to actually get enough of an offense going to win the point.
Immortals, Nami's changed over to Reinhardt, which probably should have happened a little bit ago. Winston not necessarily paying off. Sorry, thinking the other way around. Kungarna remixed on Reinhardt for a while now. Winston wasn't necessarily paying off the way I thought it should, but right now Remix getting very close to an Earthshatter, Baby Bay, a Graviton. And Immortals right now with only really a Sound Barrier to work with. Nano boost on Aethan, about 20% away.
Kungarna have been hanging on here. It's 1:10 for Immortals. That Earthshatter is going to be up and ready for Remix. Kungarna definitely looking to that for this next fight, alongside of that Graviton that they have a nice charge. Oh, both Reinhardts actually charging each other to counteract it, but Kungarna are the ones that still continuously coming out on top of these fights. And 3 players are going to be down for Immortals. There's no way that they stay alive, and Hyped might even end up being a late kill. He is quite hurt. Aethan and Agilities both taking down Michael. No issues here. 35 seconds for Immortals. Ult advantage is massively in the favor of Kungarna. I don't see how Immortals could possibly come out and win this next engagement. It's going to be incredibly difficult for them, but
20 seconds left. With that many ultimates, I don't see it happening.
Well, they are already laying off some. Baby Bay went down before he was able to use Graviton, but the Sound Barrier comes out for Kungarna. Remix getting an Earth Shatter to put Aethan on the ground. So far hasn't been able to actually convert on the kill. Verbo helps to take out Remix. That Blizzard laid out on the point. Immortals getting a few kills, but now with the Graviton coming through from Kungarna, that should be enough to completely end the offensive side for Immortals. Yes, there it is, just mopping up kills left and right. Again, teams continuing to struggle on the offensive side of Anubis, rightfully so. It is difficult, but Kungarna with a good defense as well. And they will stop Immortals there. All they need is 2 points on the offense, Kungarna, and they take the first map.
2 points on Anubis, though. That is quite asking for a lot, going to be pressing into Immortals, who are no slouch on defense, but right now Kungarna's looking great.
They are looking very good at the moment. It's very tough to push through Graviton and Blizzard. I feel for Immortals, man. I feel for them. It's a difficult thing to do, but it is the change of sides. Immortals looking as though they want Verbo on the Symmetra for their defense. They're going to have to come up with some pretty big defensive holds, Immortals, but Kungarna, certainly their game to win here, I would say. But it is, as we've said time and time again, so difficult on the offensive side.
Good old Murloc Mobile.
The Murloc Mobile?
You didn't play World of Warcraft, did you?
No,
No, don't answer that question.
No.
Don't answer that question.
No, now I'm going to get roasted.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. We're going to go with that.
Yeah, I totally know those references. Duh. Who doesn't? Well, here's will be Verbo, and I hope Kungarna actually stay with Counter J on the Mei. I like that pick. To be honest, he was quite the disturbance on the defensive side. I think he could be just as impactful, honestly, on offense as Mei.
Connor J can play whatever he wants, and I will have faith.
Yeah. That guy could go offensive Torb, and I believe. He might be actually switching over to Pharah, but we'll see what they decide to go with 10 seconds left before they actually come through the gates. But this first fight will be crucially important for Immortals to win. Connor J, yeah, back on the Mei.
Just
all right.
as they come rolling out of the gate here.
We'll see if it pays off, but it is Connor J. I have faith. I have faith indeed. So Kungarna starting off, they want to move through this left-hand side, and Verbo did not have the microwave set up in there. So now they're just going to go for a quick engage, giving Remix a backboard to charge into with that wall, and they were able to find Verbo immediately. Kungarna looking great off this start here. Verbo immediately switching over to the Lucio, seeing maybe if he can get back to the point to meet up with the rest of his team. Grim Reality is able to get Connor J as he's playing Zarya, but Baby Bay is just melting players on this point. Ethan will come in, maybe try and stall for a little bit, but it is all Kungarna in the kill feed. Right now they will take this point with ease. 7 minutes that Immortals have to hang on if they want to stay alive in this first map. I mean, I just can't see it happening. Kungarna, I think they'll be able to take this. They have a lot of momentum in their favor right now.
We don't have any ultimates up yet, though, so Immortals do have that going for them. Agility's changing over to Mei to try and delay a little bit of this push for Kungarna.
They do have that Mei, as you said, so that should help. I mean, it should help Immortals a bit, having Agilities on that. So far, they're going to hang on, though, and Earthshatter comes through, helps Kungarna pick up a couple of kills. And they definitely have a numbers advantage on this point, but they need to get the couple of players they did lose back here. Kungarna looking very good. Already 1 kill for them. They've used their ultimates in good succession so they can just continue to get kills here. This could be it. Kungarna, so much time on the point. No one around for Immortals. That will seal the deal. Kungarna looking very good on Anubis. And that will be map number 1 going to Kungarna, seeming to be in good form so far to start the day.
Kungarna looking hot. 6 minutes and 13 seconds left over on there if they had wanted to just make it last longer. They moved so quickly on that second point.
Oh man, they really did. They made taking the second point look easy compared to what most teams have been putting up there, because I mean they just came right through. They managed the ultimates really well on that last point too. I mean they didn't throw everything. They didn't throw all their eggs in one basket. They waited, used them used them one by one, made sure they were getting value out of each of them, and just continuously cleaning up the Immortals players that were funneling onto the point. Easy take.
Take another look at that final push there as they're able to push it through. Baby Bay on Zarya. Big part of how they were able to get the win here. Kungarna will take map number 1.
Big Earthshatter from Remix into Baby Bay, melting those 2 guys on the ground, and then he gets his Graviton shortly after that. He just continues laying in the damage, helps take down Grim Reality. Then he has that, helps Kungarna pick up 2 more kills, and at this point it's just Immortals funneling onto the point. There's really nothing they can do in that scenario. Kungarna played that well.
I had faith that Immortals was going to be able to pull it out against Kungarna, especially on Anubis, but right now I'm feeling a little shaken on that. I guess they might fall back to Dorado and hope to pull a win out there, but that's not necessarily a more favorable territory either.
Yeah.
No. We'll see if they're able to respond. Right now, Kungarna looking in top form and just playing so well. They're going to be going on to Eichenwald for the second map. But one thing I noticed, we saw Agility's playing Genji, right? We saw Remix playing on the Winston. The moment that Agility switched off, and like he wasn't even back on the point. He hadn't even seen that Agility switched off. Remix predicted that he was going to switch and went back and switched to Reinhardt. So the first time that he came out, not on Genji, the Reinhardt was already there. Like, just that sort of like awareness of what the other team was doing. I think just Kungarna, what are they supposed to do against that?
I'm surprised the Winston worked for as long as it did.
Yeah, I mean, that's in that scenario for Remix, all he really wants to do, or I guess his job at that point, is to really just counter Agilities. I mean, to make sure he's not being a big threat on the Genji, and I think he had countered him enough and just kind of had that sense of like, all right, man, this guy's got to switch now. I've killed him like 3 times in a row. He's got to switch to something else, and he called it right. So good heads-up play from Remix.
And they also were consistently being able to isolate Nami, being able to pick him off first. I think I saw 3 fights in a row where Nami was the first one down. And just, you know, when you lose the Reinhardt and you got to fall back and it's such a long walk for him already, so much time lost.
Yeah, I mean, that's just some of the play. Kungarna able to create those isolation incidents. A lot of times that can get caused by the way Michael is able to apply pressure to some of these teams on his diva play. He can get some of that separation, even flying into groups of people and you know, getting a bit of separation behind the Reinhardt shield. And then in that case, they had Connor J on a Mei and just able to kind of get the split on them with the wall. But here we go. Eichenwald it is. Kungarna looking very dominant so far in this matchup, as it is the number 1 and 2 team in our standings currently going at it. And Kungarna takes it. They will move ahead of Immortals into the top spot. So
yesterday, Immortals played Eichenwald twice. They went 3-2 against Renegades and took the map, but against Complexity, it was 0-1, Complexity completely shutting him out and then just going right through the EMP, if I remember right.
Yep.
But Kungarna, they only played it once yesterday in their grand total of 4 games. And it was 3-2 in favor of Liquid. So an interesting selection here for Immortals. Wonder if there's any real reason, perhaps a counter pick against Kungarna, or if it's more just that Immortals feel comfortable with it. After that last match, I'd probably just go for a comfort pick, because right now, set plays from Kungarna are really shutting down everything Immortals is trying to do. Like you said, Nami getting focused rather quickly, and that's just what happens with the way that Kungarna plays, and Agility's already down, Nami already down. This first point is wide open.
Oh man, they just tore it open. Kungarna, another hook comes in from Connor J, forcing Hype to come back down onto the low ground, not letting him stay up top there to try and stagger it later on. It is just all Kungarna. They're looking just like they did in the first. Well, Baby Bay's gonna get killed late. I mean, either way, this is
no. It's gonna just in time. Nami sets his foot on the first point. Oh, but Connor J with a headshot.
I mean, Kungarna's still staying relevant now. Immortals finally come back. That's about as close as you want to cut it. If you're Immortals, man, if Baby Bay hadn't, he pushed out really far. I think he thought that Kungarna was going to have the easy secure on the point. Oh man, a nice bubble from Baby Bay to keep Blam alive right there. But if Baby Bay hadn't pressed so far forward and kind of overextend, I think Kungarna could have potentially taken that. But
I think he was trying to just delay whoever was coming back to ensure that they were able to cap it at backfiring. When that person ends up being Agility's, hooks him right in. Grim Reality trying to break out a Deadeye. He's going to get Ajax with it.
That might be enough for Immortals to hold on. And Agilities comes back out. He's got the nano boost. Was very hurt. All he was able to get was Connor J, but that's enough for them in this scenario. Michael had the nano boost as well, but now getting demeched and should be taken care of her. That was Hype. Yeah, Michael. There we go. Getting taken down. So Immortals hanging on just barely before Kungarna get it, and it'll be 1:55 on the clock.
It's only 1/3 left on the capture point. Kungarna, they won't have to stand on it long. They can probably ninja cap that if Immortals isn't careful. Immortals, though, they have 4 ultimates to try and maintain this hold on the first point, but Kungarna, they've got 3 ultimates of their own, 2 of them being the Baby Bay Michael bomb combo, and that is deadly.
Baby Bay does lay down that Graviton and the self-destruct into the back from Michael. That's 2 kills now for Kungarna, but they need to keep that going. Make sure that they get it here, because you don't want to use too much more time just working on this first point if you're Kungarna. There they go, getting Furbo. There's Athan. The kills coming through from Kungarna. They will get now this first point in just under 4 minutes to move through the second phase of this map. Took them a little longer, but in the end, Kungarna getting it done. And that's what matters for them. They will have a couple of bigger ultimates coming online as well for the next fight.
Took them a lot longer. This second stage is now not guaranteed. Earlier, it looked like it was all but guaranteed for Kungarna. Immortals rallying and able to delay a lot longer with just that 1 tick left for Kungarna. Kungarna rolling into the streets phase with an Earth Shatter and a Nano Boost on their side. A Sound Barrier going to be falling right behind Immortals. Got a Whole Hog and a Nano Boost. They're actually pressing right into Kungarna. Kungarna pulling away, really only because Michael went down. So trying to reinforce just a little bit. Agility's looking to see if he can come up with a hook and all of that and delay things even further.
Lucky they didn't get hooked by Connor J right there as they came back around, and now an Earth Shatter out from Remix. He gets a Nano Boost, and he is just going to be laying it in to the Immortals players. Remix is continuing to just swing and swing away. That's yet another kill for him, so Kungarna going to continue on here. Remix is, or Grim Reality, excuse me, is still behind Remix and the rest of the Kungarna squad, but he's got a Pulse Bomb up, ready to go. 220 for Kungarna to get this next point. Pulse Bomb lands, and it will take out Connor J. So now Kungarna may have to just back up a little bit and try and regroup here, but you actually have Agilities wrapping in through the castle in an attempt to get some extra picks. Grim Reality is definitely doing some work at the moment for Immortals. Buy him a little bit of time here. And Ultimate's definitely coming up for Kungarna here. They will have that famous combination that Kungarna does so well, the Graviton into self-destruct, available on this next fight. And that it could be enough for Kungarna to press forward, but they'll have to deal with an Earth Shatter on the side of Immortals. So,
along with a Nano Boost to self-destruct, a Whole Hog, and Grim Reality's just constantly getting in behind and peppering. He's going to find Blam in the midst of all that.
Charging Remix into the back. Nami gets a Nano Boost. There's a self-destruct down. They use the Graviton as well, hyped with 2 kills. Things just not going the way of Kungarna at the moment. I'm not sure in what scenario Baby Bay was trying to use that Graviton. I think they'd already lost a couple of guys. You probably just want to hang on to it, but they need to get something going here and quick, because it's a minute left for them to make something happen, and Immortals were able to hang on to their Earth Shatter, so that's a big one to have in the next fight.
That would have been a relative victory for Kungarna had they held on to most of those ultimates, but burning them is going to be a huge problem for them rolling in here, trying to contest one more time. They might have a backdoor to the carpet with Immortals with a high ground. They're going to have to ninja cap it. Hype's going to fly over just in time to stop it.
There is going to be one good fight on this card here. Earth Shatter from Remix completely whiffs, and Nami gets quite a few down inside of his Earth Shatter. Hype cleans up on 2 of them. Agility's taking out Remix, and now Kungarna just needs to go reset quickly and take one more push on in. They're very close to capping, but they need to make it happen on this next fight. 20 seconds. They're going to have to get there quick.
The problem is Ajax didn't die with him. He's going to have to skate back in order to give him the speed boost and come forward again. That's going to bleed even more time. It might be too much, but it's going to be really close.
Come straight through the castle and just get onto the cart. And they've already lost a lot of health on the side of Kungarna. They need Blam to stay alive to get this Nano Boost off. He is able to get it in time, but Baby Bay goes down for Kungarna. That's not good news for them. They trade back 1 as they take down Agilities. Michael ends up dying as well. Nami, who's very close to an Earth Shatter, could have an Earth Shatter that changes the game for them and seals the deal for Immortals, and that is going to be it. Immortals hold Kungarna before they're able to get the second point. And now we'll go into a change of sides, but Immortals now in a spot where it is their game to win. Certainly with a good defense right there.
That last little hold on the first point by Immortals, perhaps what they needed to kind of rally their morale and sucks a lot of the momentum out of Kungarna, who rolled right over him in Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a very different scenario had Immortals not been able to hold that first point just barely. So it is going to be now as we said, change of sides. Immortals looking to end this one and go to a third and final map. We'll see what kind of composition they want to come out with. So far, showing maybe some sort of a dive. We'll see if Agilities, yeah, they are showing the dive. Will they stick with it? It's the other question. But Kungarna looking to put Ajax on the Symmetra here, possibly. So
it's a calculated gamble. If they're able to get through that first point with a lot of time, they virtually guarantee that they'll take the map. But a dive comp can flail against a reasonable defense. And if Ajax gets that teleporter up, I guess the best thing to say for Immortals is they do have a lot of flankers who can get back there and take it out, right. But at the same time, when in the attrition game, a dive comp generally not going to be favored against what defense is going to be doing here on Eichenwald.
Well, it's going to have to be a big defense coming out from Kungarna, that's for sure. Because they weren't even able to get the second point, and Immortals, certainly a good opportunity for them to send this into the third map. That is for sure. And it seems as though they will be sticking to that dive comp, so let's see how it pays off for them. And this teleporter is going to be imperative for Kungarna to get up and set up a solid defense. And this is Immortals' chance to get back into the game. Remember, this is kind of fighting for who keeps the top spot, who gets to stay the top spot in the standings here. So it's a very important match for both teams, as right away they're going to jump in, focus down some of these targets. A lot of pressure onto Connor J at the moment. He's getting melted, but he manages to actually stay alive. Good support coming out from Blam. All the kills go the way of Kungarna, and Ajax now at 70% on that teleporter. Very soon we'll have that one up.
It's a lot of dangerous ultimates being charged for Kungarna. Nano Boost already up for Blam. Ajax at 75% on his teleporter. Baby Bay and Remix are both below 50%, so Immortals have that going for them. But the only thing they're really breaking up with is, oh, Verbo's getting pulled all the way through. Verbo's going to go down, followed by 8th, and that's both supports for Immortals. Immortals going to have to back off.
Yeah, there's no way they come out on top of this. Maybe just see if they can get one kill or something while they're still in there, but not able to do so. Now the teleporter just a second away from being up for Kungarna. Ajax has got it now, and he'll be setting it up top and side of the house here. And some protection for it as well. But Kungarna so far mounting themselves a pretty solid defense. And if things go awry, they have the teleporter waiting and ready. Another hook for Connor J. Able to bring in Hype and deal quite a bit of damage. Here comes a Dragon Blade out for Agilities, and now 3 kills the way of Immortals. Things looking much better for them now, but that teleporter is still up. They did locate the teleporter, and Hype's able to take it down. That is a crucial pick onto the teleporter, if you can even call it a pick to get the teleporter, but taking that out of the fight is big time for Immortals, and that should allow them to pretty easily take this first point, since they got the telly, and Kungarna is going to have a big defense in the streets. A very big defense in the streets indeed.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock to get through the second point for Immortals. They do need to take this map to stay alive in this series, to continue their hopes of staying on top.
We'll see. It's going to be a close one, but Immortals, said this is big for them. They need to take this to stay alive, keep their top spot potentially, but they have so much time to work through this streets phase. Kungarna is going to have a big defense. They have some huge ults to work with right now as they start to drop down onto them. Nano Boost given to Remix. They're first going to see what they can do with that, as they've already gotten Nami. I don't think they'll have to invest anything else into this fight, really. I mean, they've got Hyped out of his mech. Blam goes down, but the numbers advantage will be steadily in favor of Kungarna. And Agilities manages to hang on there, but Kungarna will back up for a second. Wait till they get Blam, but they have Graviton and an Earth Shatter ready to rock and roll for the next fight. They don't want to let Immortals push this payload too far here. Baby Bay's hiding up top, waiting to lay out this Graviton. they're going to want to take a fight sooner rather than later, and that Graviton is going to land right on top of the cart. Baby Bay, who is really hurt, does get finished off. Hype gets 3 off of his self-destruct, and that is bad news for Kungarna right now. The rest of the players go in to die on the cart. They'll have one last shot at holding this off from Immortals, and Ajax even getting killed late right there. That's not good. And
that's the speed Kungarna needs to get back with even more time, and this card is nearing ever so closely right now. Can Kungarna get back in time to even contest this? Where's Baby Bay going?
Oh, Remix gets there in time, and there is going to be a self-destruct that lands down on the point, but 2 kills already going the way of Immortals, and Remix using his Earth Shatter, but there's just no follow-up to be had on the side of Kungarna, and that should be Immortals easily bringing this one in to send it to a 3rd and final map. Yes, it is. We'll be seeing one more to decide who gets to stay the top dogs here in the standings in the Winter Premiere.
Immortals really bringing it back after that loss on Anubis.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely did. The first map, we were like, oh, is Immortals not going to be here? We were really thinking this was going to be a close one, and they're like, no, we're here, we'll stop them. They only gave Kungarna 1 point, quickly pushing through everything on their offense. Great showing there from Immortals.
It's a little bit of trouble at first for Immortals on the offensive side, but I mean, a couple pushes later, it was full steam ahead for them. They just quickly got the first point, and then from there it was just breeze through the streets phase, and
if Kungarna had closed out that first cap as quickly as it looked like they were going to, that would have been a completely different map.
We've hyped up Michael's Diva bombs, but the big ones on this map was hyped. The way that he played, the 3K, he was able to get on their offense. Big part of what gave them the win here. It was beautiful.
Yeah, this one right here really laid it in for them and kept them in the fight. They continued to move it forward, and I mean, from there it was very scattered for Kungarna to even get themselves back onto the cart. Ajax died late, couldn't get the speed back onto the payload, and I mean, it was just kind of a staggered fight for them from there on out. They just couldn't get the numbers back to take a real coherent fight. Immortals easily cleaned
Well,
up.
did you see that the placement of that Diva bomb? Like, it looked like it was going to go up onto the bridge, so probably Kungarna's like, we don't have to worry about this, and then it doesn't. It just drops just below it, kills everybody. Beautiful stuff there from Immortals as they send us to a 3rd map. Kungarna has elected to go to Gibraltar. We've seen them play very well here. Yeah. So, you've seen both teams play. You still feeling comfortable with your predictions here?
Yeah, I think I feel good about Kungarna taking it on Gibraltar. They've had some crazy games on this map. I mean, stellar performances from them. So I'm thinking Kungarna should take Gibraltar here. It'll be close, but I think they're going to take it.
Either way, the 2-1 predictions are correct. So
yes.
I think it can go either way, but I'm going to stick with Immortals. They were able to rally in a very tough situation on the last map, so they're showing the resilience they need to take down Kungarna this time, and they need it very badly. So I'm just going to give a little bit of hype from their corner.
Oh, they certainly did play very well. Nami, again, I felt like he was the key to their defense. He had like 2 or 3 Earth Shatters there at the very last hold that just completely solidified that 1 point score margin.
Nami's a huge factor for Immortals that I think a lot of people, I don't see a lot of talk about Nami when it comes to Rhine players, you know, amongst various websites where people have these sorts of discussions. And I mean, Nami is a great Rhine player for sure. He can play with the best of them, to say the least, but it will be a 3rd map to decide who stays the top dog in the standings here in the Winter Premiere. I mean, these guys have been the most consistent out of all the teams in the Winter Premiere. They have they're kind of in their own little section in the standings, these two, kind of above the middle pack. And really for them, this will decide who gets to be at the very top. So Immortals is there right now, but Kungarna not far behind them. That's for sure. It will be Immortals on the offense first, looking to go quad tank, it seems, and Kungarna will be on the defense. Same setup for Kungarna as they always like to do. On the defensive side, I'm sure Baby Bay and Blam just sitting up top on the high ground as Baby Bay can just sit there on 76 and mow down people. And, you know, the rest of Kungarna frontlining then, but should be seeing a fight momentarily. Immortals actually sending a few down on this lower end. Agility's maybe looking to see if he could pull one off of the high ground, but just deciding to back up for now. And we'll meet up with the rest of the team. We should be seeing a fight in just a moment. As this payload starts to make its way up the hill, both teams will take a moment to charge up the shields. Make sure they got them full and ready for the fight to happen. Immortals seem like they're not fully positive what they want to do in this scenario. They're finally now starting to group up, though.
See a little bit of fishing to see if they can pick up Michael from his regular kind of troll position up there. Basically screen upper right. He just constantly flies around the backside of the enemy team and just is a problem no matter where they go.
Starting to come through server room now is Immortals. And a hook from Connor J is going to bring Hyped into the front, and Hyped is managing to actually stay alive. Aiden able to give good support. 3 kills for Immortals. Baby Bay, Connor J, and Remix all going down. That is just going to be Michael still in on the cart. See how long he can stall this out for Kungarna, because the payload hasn't made a whole lot of progress. I mean, it's starting to come through now. I don't know if Kungarna players will be able to actually get back here in time to defend from that forward spawn. Looks like they are just going to go and set up for their next phase in the hangar. Blam, unfortunately, getting caught out there for Kungarna, and that's just an unfortunate how the spawn works. Blam, there's not much he can do about it in that scenario, so Immortals taking the time to really press forward and see maybe if they can pick off a couple more people and get some more free cart time, but
a lot of momentum for Immortals right now. They already have 4 ultimates online, and they've basically taken the shuttle. However, Kungarna is now starting to press them back out. Nami's going to drop down and give them that space.
Oh, Connor J got shut down by the Earth Shatter in the middle of being nano boosted, and then a self-destruct landing for Immortals takes out Connor J. Remix down as well, and Blam. Kungarna just never could get themselves together for really a defense throughout this hangar phase, just because of Blam getting picked early, and then they had a couple other unfortunate events. Immortals are just rolling full steam ahead at the moment. Will Kungarna be able to get back in to try and defend this one? Agility's using Whole Hog. Earthshatter comes through. Self-destruct is on the point. Michael able to pick up Agilities. Nami falls to Connor J, so they are still in it though. Graviton comes through from Grim Reality on the side of Immortals. There wasn't anyone there to actually secure the kills for Immortals though, so Kungarna just barely able to hold on inside of this hangar phase, and Hyped is going to get staggered out here. Potentially Connor J is going to look for this hook, bring him right back in. The sleep on top of that. And Kungarna turn their initial bad situation through the hangar phase into a good one here. They hold on for now. 3 minutes for Immortals.
Definitely a very important hold for Immortals. Essentially retaking the shuttle is kind of the first step to being able to piece that defense back together. Immortals, or sorry, for Kungarna.
But no, you're right.
Right
it's
now,
a big hold for that.
Yeah, Kungarna 4 ultimates up at the moment. Get him pulling in a Grim Reality. Grim Reality bubble and blow back out. His nano boost on them.
Well, the Graviton laid out. Connor J getting 1. Connor J with 2. They're off of the Whole Hog. That's enough for Kungarna to hang on here, certainly. And Immortals back to the drawing board. 2 minutes and 30 left for them. And Kungarna just going to go ahead, reset, get themselves back onto some of this high ground, and taking their time. But it's ever since stopping Immortals right before that hangar phase checkpoint, they've been looking good for sure. But Remix soon to have the Earth Shatter. And Nami does have one. That Earth Shatter will be very imperative to Immortals in this fight, to landing and making an impact, and it will be self-destruct to go in first from Hyped. Landing in the back, just zoning, really. Now Remix coming through with an Earth Shatter of his own. Big stuff coming out. 8th and Agility's both taken down. Ajax will go down for Kungarna, but the number advantage very steadily in their favor, and Hyped will probably get staggered here as well, as he's trying to run his way over to maybe even just run off of the cliff to reset. But Michael ends the sadness. And now minute 25 for Immortals. Gotta start kicking it into gear here soon.
Back-to-back important holds for Kungarna. They have 2 ultimates on the table right now, and Nano Boost into self-destruct. none of the big CC ultimates they need to guarantee that this next hold is going to work for them, but Immortals, they've really only got a Graviton and a Nano Boost to work with. Those two are certainly important. Grim Reality is going to be looking to get a big Graviton on this to open this up, but Remix already charging Nami right out of the fight.
Big charge, takes out Nami. Great start for Kungarna. Remix with that Nano Boost secures himself a couple of kills and will secure Kungarna the win on the fight. Immortals pretty much one last attempt to come in, but still such big ultimates online for Kungarna. I mean, you have the Earth Shatter, you have a Graviton, and even that self-destruct. That combo alone, Baby Bay and Michael, could easily be enough for Kungarna to seal the deal on this stage. But Immortals gonna have to come in big with their own Graviton right here. One last attempt for them.
Baby Bay is looking for his. He's going to drop it right in the back line.
We'll see, self-destruct is going to be coming over top. Free for Michael. That's exactly what Kungarna was looking for off the start of the fight, wiping Immortals off of this cart, and they will be able to hold on as just Ethan is left in for Immortals. They take care of that one nice and easy. It is all Kungarna in the hangar phase. Agility's trying to get himself back. There will be some overtime unless a miracle happens for Immortals. I don't see them being able to press forward. Hyped is still in. He's able to get one kill. You also have Agility's in on Tracer trying to stall this one out. For Immortals, Nami's gonna be there, but it's not looking good regardless. He's taken down, and there's so much presence of Kungarna all over the payload, and they hang on. What a defense throughout the hangar phase there from Kungarna. Beautiful set play at the end. We've seen time and time again from Baby Bay and Michael. Graviton, self-destruct, the 1-2 punch, putting a nail in the coffin for Immortals. All they need is just a good offense. Kungarna, and it's game over. Third map, just this set play is beautiful. Remix charges through, gets the shield out of it. I mean, you're hard-pressed to find another team, or many other teams in North America that can pull that combination off as consistently as Kungarna does it, and with as big of an impact. I mean, these guys do it time and time again, that combination.
You are there. Immortals is going to need to challenge a little, or channel a little bit of that themselves in order to mount a defense able to stop Kungarna, but that cart is not far enough on Gibraltar for Immortals to be comfortable here whatsoever. Right now, Kungarna looking like it's their game to win.
Certainly is, man. They don't have to, I mean, they pretty much just need 2 points. What, Kungarna, to send this one into the books? That's all they really need. It's not much. It will be looking good. So it will be Immortals now on the defensive side, and so far showing a quad tank setup. And Connor J, well, he was on. He's so far showing Winston. I don't think. Yeah, no, he's not gonna. He's just hanging out in Winston's lab. That's all. He's hanging out in his lab, having a good scratch. Maybe he will stay on this. I don't know. I would doubt it.
Every death comes
I expect him to play in the Roadhog.
Connor J can play whatever he wants.
Yeah, and be a pretty big impact for it as well. That's for sure. But yeah, that's what I was expecting to see out of him. Roadhog, he'll be hooking people, and Baby Bay on the 76 to keep that pressure up. But here we go, starting things off. And Baby Bay just looking for a bit of an opening for himself, but we're not really going to see anything until this payload moves a bit forward. Kungarna's looking for their plan of attack.
Immortals are definitely going to need to mount a very, very big hold from the server room area if they want to stay in this game.
They're kind of pressed that way now, Kungarna, but Immortals working their way there as well. Now Baby Bay's got himself up on a perch, up on this high ground. Oh yes, and he's made his way over to the honey hole, but it is hyped, pressing some of the Kungarna players up off of that high ground. But this is exactly where Baby Bay wants to be. Just uncontested pressure that he can lay onto the Immortals players. 2 kills for Kungarna. Remix did go down. Now he's going to drop and really try and help out the rest of his team. But they have an opportunity here. Hype is going to get a nano boost. Verbo went down for Immortals. It's kind of an awkward, prolonged, back and forth fight. But Grim Reality is in a bit of trouble on the cart. Now Michael using That attack visor is going to be able to lay in quite a bit of damage. He's just waiting for this health pack, but Kungarna keeping steady movement on the payload. See you later, Agilities. Oh man, and now there is going to be self-destruct on the card, but Kungarna definitely has numbers here. Immortals, I mean, they keep filtering through. They're kind of delaying, but Kungarna now will finally grab that first point. They want to try and catch some of these forward spawners out. I think Nami will go down.
Oh, that's a disaster.
Oh, it certainly is. Oh, they get Agilities too. ConnorJ nearly dying, but manages to stay alive. Kungarna, very good scenario here.
Now Kungarna rolling into the second stage with 4 minutes and 20 seconds again. 2 ultimates for them, a nano boost and a whole hog. Baby Bay is working on that tack visor. If they can get a nano visor up, and with how much he's been flanking Immortals so far, that's going to absolutely gut whatever defensive positions they have lining up for them. Grim Reality getting very close to a graviton of his own. Hyped actually getting pulled forward in the midst of Kungarna. He's trying to stay alive. He's going to fly away, getting demeched. It's all going wrong for Immortals right now.
Oh, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Oh, there's, well, now 4v4 fight, so they're still going back and forth. Here comes a Graviton, though, and Baby Bay. Oh, it's another, shut down. See ya. That's what Immortals needed to take that fight. I absolutely needed to win it.
Agilities with a turnaround hook. If it wasn't for that, that might be looking at Kungarna pushing it in right now. It was certainly getting a lot closer, but some opening picks for Kungarna, really putting Immortals in a very, very tight situation, fighting from the ropes, but Immortals able to come back from that. They do have a nano boost and a sound barrier on their side, along with Agilities working on his whole hog. Kungarna has a self-destruct, but Baby Bay's Graviton is out. They didn't make that one work for him.
Charging in his remix, takes Nami all the way into the back. That might be a secured kill for them. Sound barrier for both sides. Here is Earthshatter does come down from Remix. It's going to help Kungarna get a couple of kills, but if they just get this payload a bit further, they'll be able to send it home. Immortals staying relevant in the fight, though, as they do keep coming back with some kills. And now Agility's even using the whole hog, but he is quite hurt, getting healed up by Ethan as we speak. Ethan coming back to get the sleep onto ConnorJ, and ConnorJ is going to get cleaned up by Agility, so Kungarna just need to reset at this point as they continue to lose players.
So many of these fights breaking into essentially a Royal Rumble as everybody's just splitting off into their own respective corners. ConnorJ on Agilities, etc. Right now, Hype dealing loose that self-destruct. Not really going to pick anybody else up. Nominee Agility's picking up 2 off Kungarna in the meantime. Immortals, they're getting that defense way back in line. And right now, Kungarna's the one who might be looking like they're not going to complete this. Immortals, if they can take this, they're going to take this series. Kungarna, however, if they can take this, they'll take the series and the standing position. And they're going to want that pole position moving into the round of 4 for sure.
They are going to, absolutely right. They want that #1 spot. You know how bad both of these teams want it. And it all comes down to this match. Who has the #1 spot is whoever comes out on top of this match. Now that's just standings for now, but still very big indeed. Now Kungarna looking to come back in and seal the deal on this match. Nami getting the nano boost very soon to have an Earthshatter as well. Charging into the back, earning 2 kills. For Immortals, they're hanging on right here. Remix does get Nami, but Michael out of his mech, sure to go down in just a minute. And things are looking a bit iffy for Kungarna, especially with how many. I mean, look at the ults for Immortals here.
What a comeback from Immortals so far. Yeah, they got 4 ultimates online with 1 minute and 15 seconds left for Kungarna. But Kungarna, however, they have 3 of their own ultimates already in Baby Bay. He's at 80%, and he's going to be looking to combine with Michael to really open up this defense and get this next push moving. Right now, Immortals, however, they're just keeping Kungarna completely scattered.
Yeah, I mean, Hype comes in. He's really keeping these players separated. Hype has got to be, he's really low on health. They can, they do get him out of the mech. So I mean, if they can find that kill even, that would be huge for them. Here comes the Graviton up top. Oh, the self-destruct just didn't quite land inside of the ship, and now the counter Graviton's gonna be used from Immortals, but Kungarna so far get 1. They take down Nami. Grim Reality's going to fall as well. Ethan trying to keep this alive for Immortals along with the rest of the guys that are still left around this card. Now Agilities is going to get a nano boost. Gets 1. Takes down ConnorJ. There will be a self-destruct that lands in there as well from Hype, but Kungarna are the ones that are finding the kills. Immortals desperately trying to stay in this fight. It's all going to come down to this one, as Immortals still have players here. Nami's back into the fight. Kungarna still have players as well. Ajax is here alongside of Michael and Baby Bay. And the longer this goes on, the more players Immortals are going to be able to get back to the cart. They're still going at it back and forth. Immortals now come back with kills of their own. Agility's coming up on Genji. Finds one. Immortals with 3, still hanging on for dear life here, but Kungarna continue to filter onto the point. Grim Reality finds, Ajax remix going down to Nami as well. There's a self-destruct down on the point. That might just be Immortals hanging on. They take down Kungarna, staying in the #1 spot in the standings, down to the wire. Can you believe it? Immortals, somehow the defense for the ages.
What a game, what a team rallying when it mattered the most.
At the very, very top. Just when it looked like Kungarna could knock them off, all they had to do was push it through that second point, but that second point hold. We've seen that second point hold defense from so many teams.